The Ford Motor Company just did something that's an attack on your freedom. Make no mistake, this one is serious. All right, folks, this one is crazy, okay? This is literally the Ford Motor Company making Big Brother a whole lot bigger than he's been. And this has serious prophetic implications that I want you guys to understand. Let me read this to you. It is remarkable. There are lots of articles about this because of the recent patent that was filed by the Ford Motor Company. But folks, I've got to tell you, this one is unbelievable. Actually, it's kind of believable. Thinking about the days that we're in, I think it's kind of believable. Let me read the title of the article. It says this: Ford's new speeding detection tech raises privacy concerns. And by the way, they're calling it speeding detection, but let me tell you where this one's about to go. Let me read the article to you. It says this. It says Ford has filed a patent with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office for a new technology that could significantly enhance police surveillance capabilities. The systems and methods for detecting speeding violations, that's the quote, uses onboard sensors in future Ford vehicles to detect and report speeding violations by other cars on the road. This move is part of Ford's ongoing innovation in vehicle technology and law enforcement tools. Okay, so let me tell you what this does, okay? Just so that you understand. This is not a situation where you can hear this and go, well, I don't own a Ford, so it's no big deal. I just won't buy a Ford. No. This is Ford wanting to turn anybody who owns their vehicles into a scanning device to infringe upon the freedoms of other people driving other cars. So let's just pretend for 1 second you're somebody that says, I just drive my old beat up truck. It's got no tech in it. It's got nothing in it. It's just got regular everyday, put gas in it and go forward. I can't even roll down my windows automatically. Guess what? This technology affects you. It literally affects everybody. It's that crazy. Let's go on to read this. It says the patented system would enable Ford vehicles to use cameras to capture images of speeding cars, along with GPS location data and other relevant information. This data would then be sent directly to law enforcement authorities, allowing them to decide whether to initiate a pursuit. So let me put this together for you. Just pretend this in your mind here. Imagine this. You're driving your car, your truck, your vehicle down the street, and maybe you get distracted by the kids in the car. Maybe you're getting a little bit too into your music. Maybe you're getting excited by a podcast you're listening to. Doesn't matter. You lose track of how fast you're going. You go just a little bit faster than you normally do. Maybe you're even going with the flow of traffic, but there happen to be Ford vehicles that are on the same highway that you're on. Those vehicles will take pictures of your car, your license plate, send them to government institutions that will then get that data to police departments to tell those police departments to go find you and give you a ticket or arrest you or pull your car over or harass you or whatever it might be. Folks, that's how bad this is getting. You see, I think the idea works well when you think from the perspective that it's kind of designed to make people safe. But folks, that's not where they're going here. And make no mistake, there are very prophetic implications that come from this. Look what it goes on to say. However, this technology raises significant legal and ethical concerns. Current law enforcement methods already include various surveillance tools like speed and red light cameras. Still, Ford's proposed system could take this to a new level by utilizing connected car data. This development brings to light a broader issue of data privacy in the era of connected vehicles. Look, I know that in lots of the streets and the neighborhoods that surround the church here, there are intersections that are covered by red light cameras. And I oftentimes, not because I intend to break the law and not because I want to, go past a red light or anything like that, I tend to avoid those intersections because those people that operate those cameras are looking to put money in their pocket and they contract with the cities so that they can make a whole bunch of revenue from people that pay their taxes that may have had a mishap, accidentally stopped a little bit too late, whatever it might be. Those places are absolutely reprehensible, but they exist everywhere and they're designed to put you in a very difficult position while making money for the cities that govern you. It's that crazy. So folks, think of a red light camera in an intersection is now chasing you or following you with every Ford vehicle you come across. That's how crazy it is. Look what the article goes on to say. Ford, a leader in providing police cars with over half of the police vehicles in the U.S. bearing its logo, is now at the center of a debate over privacy and data usage. While improving road safety, the company's technology could potentially be used to monitor and report driving behavior extensively, raising questions about the extent to which such data should be used. And folks, it's true. It literally is getting us one step closer to the world of the final Antichrist. I kid you not. No privacy. You can't buy or sell without the mark of the beast. This is the type of technology that we are talking about. And this technology, by the way, has already been very, very well vetted. There's lots of police cars today that have 10-year-old, even 15-year-old technology on them, where they have these cameras that will scan license plates of vehicles that are parked for stolen plates. This kind of stuff is very, very old technology, but the type of technology that Ford wants to use is remarkably sophisticated in that it basically turns every single private vehicle that is purchased from them by any unsuspecting driver will actually be utilized as a tool of a police state. This is no joke, folks. This is literally one step closer to the world of the final Antichrist and the world that Ford always wanted with all of his buddies. This kind of stuff is absolutely crazy. The article goes on to say the New York Times has reported that automakers, including Ford, have sold driving habit data to data brokers like LexisNexis and Verisk, who then sell this data to insurance companies. This practice can lead to higher insurance rates for drivers based on their driving behavior. Moreover, several reports have indicated that automakers collect extensive personal data, including facial features, behavioral characteristics, and even sensitive information like sexual orientation and religious beliefs. There it is. You catch that? Religious beliefs. That's where it's going, folks. Watch this. In response to those privacy concerns, Senator Edward J. Markey sent letters to 14 automakers, including Ford, in December 2023, urging them to adopt more robust privacy protections. Ford replied that it allows customers to choose whether to share connected vehicle data and offers the option to turn off vehicle connectivity entirely. However, disabling connectivity restricts access to certain applications and services that rely on this data. As Ford's new technology remains in the patent stage, the debate over its implementation and the ethical implications of such surveillance tools continues. The balance between enhancing road safety and protecting individual privacy will be crucial as this technology evolves. And folks, let me make myself clear. This technology has already evolved in ways and through methods that you cannot even believe. It is being utilized in the types of scenarios that most people never thought was possible. You just saw this in this article. These motor companies are already selling your private information. The more technologically adept a car might be, or something might be that you utilize, the more prone you are to have those types of privacies being taken away from you. They track your data. They track where you're driving. They want to know how fast you're going. They figure out things about the conversations that you're having in your vehicles. Folks, this is no joke. Make no mistake over this. They take phrases and words that you're saying in your car right now, and they're selling them to advertisers who hear the things that you're talking about and then send you advertisements regarding the very things you're talking about. Have you ever been in a situation where maybe you and your wife, or you and your husband, or you and your children, or some of your buddies were driving along and you had a conversation about something? Yeah, it'd be really, really cool if we could go look at these new Teslas that are down the street. And then all of a sudden you have a Tesla dealership advertisement pop up on your phone. Folks, this is the type of technology that has been around for a long time, and they are taking things to a new level because now they're taking the technology that they have already had mastered for a very long time, and they're turning it into something even more profoundly intrusive. They're turning it into something that can be used as an enforcement mechanism, and they want to bring it to that place where it's going to become easier and easier and easier and easier for governments to access. By the way, let me make myself clear. During the last sickness or health crisis that was going on in this country, they did exactly that with cell phones. If you remember, there were programs that were added to our cell phones that give these people the ability to track where you've been and who you've been around, so that if you're sick, they can find out who else you may have gotten sick and send them notices. You still, to this day, have to manually turn off that technology and disable it to keep you from being tracked. That is how crazy it is. If you think that it's cool and it's a blessing to have the technology of a GPS device telling you where to go and how fast or how long it's going to take you to get there, remember, it also tracks how fast you're going and how the rest of the traffic is going. It knows all of these things because there's software that puts all that data together and then reports back to you the information that you need in order to go to where you need to go. So the reality of it is we are looking at a world that is getting more and more connected. And folks, let me read it to you. It says it right here in Revelation 13. Let me show you what it says, because this is an important detail that we cannot allow to be removed from us. This is very critical. And folks, I have read this to you on multiple occasions. And by the way, last week I did a study on this chapter for Revelation. It is on the YouTube channel here where I talked about this, but let me read this to you. It says this. It says, and he causeth all. This is talking about the Antichrist and his false prophet. He causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of man, and his number is 666. So folks, we know that a time is coming where there will be the final Antichrist that will come, and he will require you to take the mark of the beast. He will require you to have it on your forehead or on your right hand. And folks, let me just simply say this. If you don't do it, if you refuse, then the consequence will be death. And part of the consequence will also be that you won't be able to buy or sell. Now, the only way that you will be able to be in a position like that where they can prevent you from buying or selling or doing anything like that is if you have the type of technology that we are looking at being implemented here by the Ford Motor Company. We are seeing this kind of stuff on the increase, folks, and we are watching it become more and more and more of an issue. It's this type of technology that will enable this final Antichrist. Now, let me just simply say this because this is important. I praise the God in heaven. I know that the good Lord is going to keep us from experiencing any of these things because we're going to be raptured before it happens. We know that. But here's the appeal that I want to make to you. If you have not put your faith and trust in Jesus Christ, then right now is the time to do it. Don't wait until all the signs come into complete fruition and it all comes together for you to recognize that it's too late. Don't wait until the trumpets sound. Don't wait until the dead in Christ rise first and the church is raptured hereafter. Don't wait for that. Don't wait for the moment where you look around and you realize it's too late. And you see yourself in the midst of a totalitarian ruler that is going to take away every last ounce of your freedom. And he's going to require you to worship him. And he's going to make you put a mark on your forehead or on your right hand that you might be able to live. Because the very moment you choose to do that, you're doomed. There's no way to turn back. You're going to hell and there's no way that you can get around that. Revelation chapter 14, the next chapter, tells us that there's an angel that literally tells the whole world, don't take the mark of the beast, because if you do, you're going to lose your eternity. You are going to be in eternal torment. And it's interesting because there will be many who will say, I'm not going to take the mark of the beast, and they're actually going to die because of the decision that they made, but it will save them in their eternity. But here's my question. Why would you wait until you got to that point? Why in the world would you wait? You see the signs around you. The signs are everywhere. You can see what these technology companies are doing. You can see what a vehicle company is doing. This is a motor company, folks. These are people that are making cars. And you think for 1 second that one company is going to do that and not the others are going to follow along? They're already doing it. If you look at the EVs, look at the electric vehicles. They have the type of technology that would make you sick to your stomach. There's AI implemented in all of those vehicles that are not only tracking you and monitoring you, they're practically driving for you. The thing is this, we are rapidly entering into that world. And let's just assume that you think for some reason you're just going to ride it out a little bit, sow your wild oats, whatever. You're not guaranteed the next day. You don't know if for some reason, God forbid, and I pray it doesn't happen, you don't know for some reason you're just going to pass away all of a sudden. Then what? Meet a maker who says, go to hell, I never knew you? Folks, this is not what we want. And I think this is important. If you're watching this and you don't know the Lord, you need to give your life to him today. And when I say give your life to him, meaning you have to trust him, literally trust him for your salvation. When we give our life to him, it's not us doing that so that we can get salvation. Giving our life to Jesus is what we do in response to what he's already done for us. And what we need to do is say, Lord, I receive the gift that you've given me. That's the condition for salvation. The condition for salvation is, Lord, I want to take what you've chosen to give me. I trust you. Our normal and reasonable response, as it says in the book of Romans, is to then give our lives to him. But that's not the condition for salvation. The condition for salvation is to say, Lord, okay, I trust you. I receive the gift that you've given me. We don't have a lot of time left. And for those of you that are here that are believers, which most of you that are watching me are, an overwhelming majority of the people that watch me are believers. Here's the thing. Allow your knowledge of what you know is going to happen in the future to be the very thing that regulates how you function in the current day. Make your hearts and minds right. Make the best of the time that God has put in front of you. Redeem the time because there's not a lot of it left. It's time to get our eyes on Jesus, folks. We're running out of time. The evidence is everywhere. God bless you.